Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, this chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas chunk y'all gain the air for all the bitch niggas y'all been taught. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack a look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, this chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Let me see my homie while he was dying, still breathe tears in my eyes. Lately ain't been asleep, ain't been nothing but suicide on my mind. Yeah, the first nigga play get fried. Yeah, the first nigga play gon' die. Yeah, they say I been acting different, I been dissing now. It's been a lot of shit on my mind. Yeah, a lot of shit on my heart. Ain't no bitch that let me scar, but my nigga let me scar. What you know back they feeling like a failure. Asking God why he put you on the earth just to suffer. Feeling like it was a waste of life, like God just take me through the night. I feel like I should go to church. I feel like I should join the choir. But even God can't save me from my sins that I put on myself. Even God can't save me from the way that I'm living. I'm in it too deep. Yeah, I feel like I should join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, this chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas chunk y'all gain the air for all the bitch niggas y'all been taught. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some
What you don't want to do, and this is what they don't want to tell you, you don't go somewhere and marry in an environment which a bunch of other dudes get to fornicate with the same woman you don't get to fornicate with, but you get to marry. That's when you know you don't want to marry, because you're actually being insulted by being chosen for marriage. When a chaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's a compliment. When an unchaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's an insult, even if they don't think it is. And as a matter of fact, they know that it is. They know it's an insult, saying that when you accept that stepdad role before you have your own, she looks at you as a genetic inferior. And so you can't come back from that. You can't convince her of anything else at that point. That's it. You're genetic inferior. End of. She can't see you any other way.
61 100 calories a day.
Jonathan Majors is on fire.
6 feet tall. I'm 202 pounds.
Could he be in any more hit movies?
In order to sustain that and to grow that, you have to eat as much protein that you weigh.
Fresh off the back of Creed 3 and Ant-Man, he's playing a bodybuilder in new film Magazine Dreams.
I would train 2 times a day for the movie, different body groups. And the third time, usually after rap, to the gym.
The schedule is insane. Get ready for a whole load of movie star genetics with this one.
You want to rest. You want to sleep. However, I'm playing Killian Matt. You don't f around. Meanwhile, you eat 6 times a day. Lots of chicken, lots of elk, and you get to eat carbs. Rice cakes are dessert for me.
And I'm trying to teach you that romantic love is a Greco-Roman thing. It's an English white man thing. It has not been practiced and accepted nowhere around the world. Now, you look at all these other cultures. Let me teach you something. I'm going to give you some duality. You look at all these other cultures where they have arranged marriages. The woman know what a wife is. The husband know what a man is. They know what the fuck their role is, and they know what they got to do. If Paul ain't been to school or got some land or daddy's left him something, he ain't gonna have no goddamn wife, period. Because ain't nobody gonna arrange him nothing with him. If Keisha don't know how to cook, clean, sew, and shit like that, she ain't gonna have no goddamn husband, period. Because looks don't mean you're supposed to have a mate. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let's go into point number 2. Let me say that again. Because you cute or handsome don't mean you're supposed to have a fucking mate. Shut the fuck up again. Now, let's go into point number 2. These families have nuclear families. They stay together. You walking into Walmart, what do you see? The Indian granddaddy, the Indian grandma. Then you see the Indian goddamn husband and wife. Then you see the Indian children. What that does is a nuclear family. The grandma and granddaddy moves in with the parents because they can afford that. They can afford that. And then the motherfucking grandparents are the babysitters and teachers of the fucking grandchildren. Now let me teach you something else. Do you know what keep old people old in their old age? You want me to tell you something the universe explained to me? Children. Children. When old people are around children, the vibrations of children keeps them young. It keeps their mental young, and it gives something to live for and something to do. But we say, oh, my mama is a mean bitch. She can't stay with us. Or your mama is mean and bitter. And our daddies won't know we're around because we sitting back looking for feel-good love. Oh, yeah. Now watch this. We live in a culture where we have the highest divorce rate. You know why? Because we looking for feel-good love. I saw you across the room and butterflies came in my stomach. And I want to hold your hand and text you paragraphs and cupcake with you all goddamn night. And then all of a sudden that shit wear off because you done seen that puss and you done felt that dick and the nigga snore and his feet scratch you and for long them texts turning to goddamn ignoring and all of a sudden we saying, where did the thrill go? Now we want to break up with some goddamn body, bust the black family up, leave the children, daddy mad, mama mad, can't nobody get along, arguing over child support, going to court, she ain't shit, he ain't shit, he hurt me, she hurt me, cause you know why? Cause you procreated for goddamn touchy, feel good love. You didn't procreate from the right thing. You didn't pick your mate based on his level of provision, his level of providing, his level of protection. You didn't pick your woman based on how good she can be a mother, how good she can cook, how good she can clean, how good of a nurturer she is. You picked your wife because she look cute to you. You picked your husband because he looked cute to you. You picked your husband because he made your motherfucking stomach churn. You picked your wife because she gave you a good feeling. How I know I'm right. I didn't pick my wife because of all those things. Now let me tell you something. My wife look good as hell. My wife got a fat ass and she got all those attributes that a man like. But I judge the heart. I judge the mind. I judge the soul. And we ain't going knows goddamn well. So you keep looking for what makes your fucking stomach flutter. Because motherfuckers could get wrecked, car lose a leg, face get burnt, dick stop working, pussy dry up. All that touchy-feely shit you talking about. He was so cute. And he was in a car wreck now, the side of his fucking face burned up, and you don't love him the same because you a touchy-feely motherfucker. Your lady done gained a little weight, and you don't love her the same because you like how she look. You a touchy-feely motherfucker. Don't ever question me. I don't talk bullshit. Don't ever say I'm just a man talking about men should cheat and hold the family together. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying date on your motherfucking level. Pick and choose wisely. Know what you want when you dating. Be honest with yourself. And then be honest with the nigga you dating. If he like you and you said, look, I'm looking for marriage. I ain't trying to play no games. He said, baby, I ain't looking for that. Then you say, well, look, that's cool. I like how you look. Shit, you spending a little money on me having time. We can hang out. Because sex and love are on the opposite end of the spectrum. You don't believe that? See, women have been socially conditioned to think sex and love go together. You know how I know it don't? Just look at what men do. Men will fuck you and leave you with a baby by your goddamn self. You think love is affiliated with that? Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, that chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a senses, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all getting lost. All the real niggas chuck y'all gang in the air for all the bitch niggas y'all done tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack a look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, that chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
All right. Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. Y'all see my boy is back, man. Y'all see it. We got the one feed is back.
Yeah.
So we had to go through some technical difficulties, man. You know how these laptops be, man. You leave them for a second and then you come back and
It's on fire.
it's just not right.
Not to.
That's not right. So I had some technical difficulties. I think I might have it together. So I'm on my phone right now. I might have it together though. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. The show must go on. The show must go on, man. What you think of what you think of old boy, man, that was talking before I started the intro?
Oh yeah, aside from all the vulgarities, he was right. Like that they convinced our people, it's like our people is the only ones that is really falling off from the nuclear family. It's like we see it as a curse instead of, something that's gonna help our people get ahead. Everybody else, the Jays, the Indians, everybody got, mother, father, and they believe in it, whether their family is like all the way healthy or not, they're gonna stick together. But ours is just sold, man, sold off into slavery to entities, like how I always say on this show.
Okay, let me see this. Let's see. All right, let's get it. 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 Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear
Oh
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good, good, good. We back up in here, man. We got some technical difficulties, man. The laptop seems to be all right, but if I pop off, we got the big Walt D back in his seat where he's supposed to be, making stuff happen. You
Oh
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So he'll be able to take over if some technical difficulties happen. But we got to get into it, man. Lots been going on in my head, man. And y'all forgive me, man. I'm about to put my glasses on. It's kind of bright out here, man. It's just bright. It's just bright. Hold on. Let me put my glasses on. It's just bright out here. I got these bright lights. But yeah, lots been on my mind, man. I just been thinking, man. I just been going through and just to and fro, back and forth, arguing with myself, having these conversations with myself, just going round and round and round. And then somebody just said, you know what? Just call it what it is. Just call it what it is. Be as simple as you can be, simple to the point, and precise as you can be.
Right.
You know, the quickest, what's it say? The quickest way from one point to another is a straight line.
Yes, sir. That's what they
You know,
say.
men, we communicate linear. We just, you know, we're trying to when men, men. By the way, men are the best communicators. If you didn't know that, forget the stuff they try to program you with and they try to teach you. We're the best communicators. We're pretty much the best at every goddamn thing. Let's be real about that. Um, when we're trying to build, we're not trying to use a lot of words. We're trying to get to the point. We're trying to get to the point. As long as this guy understands exactly what I'm saying, y'all excuse me. I'm just back from work. I haven't even showered yet, man. I'm about to do all that later, but I just had to hop on here, man. It's been a while. I had to hop on here, but we're trying to build. We're not trying to we're not trying to add fluff on it. We're not trying to gossip. We're not trying to add extra. We're just trying to communicate in the simplicities, in the simplest form. Let me purvey what I'm trying to say. You get it. I get it. Now let's go make it happen. Now let's go manifest this thing.
Right, right.
We're the best artists. Men are the best artists. We draw the picture. We take from nothing and we draw the picture for you. We say, here, look it. If you don't understand, go look on the wall in the pyramids. We'll spell it out for you. Men communicate in the simplest form because we're trying to build. It's like coding. You start out with one layer and then you add a more sophisticated layer, but we got to have the baseline. We got to have the fundamentals together first before we got to have these blocks built before we can build these blocks. So that's where we at tonight. I know I'm long-winded with it, but that's where we at tonight. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't do it. Once something is out of the box, you can't put it back in. You can't unwrap the wrapper, right? You can't buy a piece of chocolate, open it, bite it, suck on it, and then try to put it back in the wrapper, and then try to sell it like it's brand new again.
Right.
You can't buy a sucker, take it out the wrapper, lick on it, put it back in the wrapper, and sell it for the same price. You can't drive off the lot with a car. Drive it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Stink it up, smell it up, and then try to give it back to the dealership and say, you know what, I need a brand new car. I don't want this car anymore. You can't try to sell it for the price that you got it for. You're gonna have to discount that thing.
Mm.
You're gonna have to put that thing on a discount. So my premise today is this is going to be a touchy situation. That's why this is a man's channel. Anybody who's not supposed to be listening or who can't handle straight talk, you might want to get off this boat. This ain't the boat for you. This the Titanic, and we about to go
You
going
crazy.
down with the ship on this one. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get on this boat. If you ain't real, don't get on this boat. Don't get on this boat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So we here, man. We here, man. We here. The premise is simple, man. Men, black men, men in general, smart men, men who've been to and fro, traveled men. We're tired. Excuse me. We're tired of what we see and what's going on here in America. We're tired. It's fed up. Black men, we're tired. We're fed up. We're not happy that that one votes this way and another votes that way. We're not happy. We're not happy that we don't got uniformity in our home. We're not happy that we got two people chasing different careers, two people with different goals and different dreams under the same roof, and nobody's supporting the other. Everybody's trying to get there. Who gonna get there first? That's the mentality. It's a competition. It's a race. Black men are tired of that. Men in general are tired of that. We're not going to take it anymore. How about that? We got a new plan. We got a new plan. We got a new plan. And you're not in it. We got a new plan. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's talk real. Walter, men love hoes. Let's be real.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
let's just keep it 100. We love hoes. If we didn't, we wouldn't mess with y'all. But we also know that there's a time and there's a place. Everything has a time, everything has a place. But here's one thing, men, we may like hoes. Men like hoes. They do. Right? But we don't want to marry hoes. We're not trying to take you home to our parents. We're not trying to introduce you to our father and our mother. We're not trying to introduce you to our family. We're not trying to introduce you to if we have children. We're not trying to do that. Hoes have their place. You're a good time. You're a fun time, and that's it. Why are hoes so fun? Because they don't have to do. They don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, there's no work involved.
It's no work
Like
involved.
the way society is teaching everybody is to just be sexually free and do what you want to do.
Talk
And
about
in
it.
that way, they don't learn how to build a nuclear family. They don't learn the skills that they need to do the work for marriage. But they got our people like that in a whole bunch of different ways too, because that they're not teaching us financial literacy in schools. They're not teaching a bunch of things that we need to learn to get by. That's what's making other races rich. We're not learning that. So it correlates to what you're saying about, a woman being a hoe. Now, before it used to be a taboo thing, like, oh, dang, you a hoe, or you know. Remember Color Purple? Even though I don't like that movie because they be man bashing, but you got that nasty woman's disease. Before it was like all bad. You know what I'm saying? But
You
now,
got that nasty woman. Yeah, that itch. That just don't want to. Yeah.
but now, like if you out there hoeing, they just be like, oh yeah, do your thing, do what you want to do what makes you happy,
I mean,
and
there's a movement going on, Walter. There's a movement going on that says, "Do as thou wilt," and it's up
that's
in
the
your
logo for
face.
Satanism, right?
It is. It's up in your face. It's up in your face. It's a movement going on that says it's okay to be out of shape. If it's okay to be fluffy, it's okay to be thick. It's okay to be big boned. There's a movement going on saying, you know what? The standards that we used to have, guess what? We don't need those standards anymore. We don't want them. Those are male chauvinistic standards. We don't want those. There's a whole movement called feminism that's replacing masculinity.
Yeah, can I say something to that?
Add it. Go ahead.
One thing I hate is there's a popular saying called "do what makes you happy." I don't. I mean, it might just be me, but I don't like that saying. My saying is "do what makes you healthy," because if it
Mm,
makes you happy, if it makes you happy going to McDonald's every day and getting cancer or whatever, that's not true happiness. You've been taught you've been taught to be happy in despair. You know what I mean? Like that they've been teaching women like, oh, do what makes you happy. If you want to go have sex with that guy premaritally and not even look if he has any fatherly qualities, like the guy said at the beginning of the video, you know, as long as you're happy because he's pleasing you in some type of way, pleasing some insecurity or shallowness or superficiality, as long as he's making you happy, do what makes you happy. I hate that saying because you could be doing what makes you happy and it's not healthy for you at all.
right. Man, my dad used to say it like this, man. You can't always do what you want to do. You do, as a man, you do what you must do. You do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
You do what's necessary. It's not about happiness, it's about contentment. Are you content at doing the job of a man, being a woman, playing your role? That's the contentment. All this other stuff, it's distraction. But there's more important things than going out to the club. It's more important things. As a matter of fact, if you look at the clubs today, man, let me tell you something, Walter. I know you're not a man of the club. You're not going out hanging out like that. But if you were to enter into the club scene again, what you would see is more women,
Few men.
That's how it always is. We don't even have to go to the club. We could go on social media. There'll be some tank in a bathing suit, um, with like some sheet attached to her bathing suit, so that everybody can't see all the rolls. Talking about hot girl summer out there in Miami. Have you ever been to Miami? Now, Miami used to be cool and chill. You know, people used to party spring break. It was a little wild. You know, every day, every so often. You know, for like spring break or something. Now, every single day in Miami, there's like some promiscuous nonsense going on. And the funny thing is, there's always somebody posting it on their social media. I wake up every day, somebody posted some hot girl summer stuff on their social media. Like, no, you know, you got people twerking, you got people with can't even button they shorts, so they leave their shorts open with their bikini hanging out and they belly hanging over. You know how Will Smith said Uncle Phil had the Dunlap syndrome, where you belly Dunlapped over your shoot, they belly Dunlapped over, and they belly Dunlapped over their bathing suit, and it's like, you know, it's like no shame. You know, they go out there and they find men, they do promiscuous things, and it's supposed to be like be all cool. And that's celebrated more than, hey, I went out and got a family.
A
I went
whole
out and
phase
got
is
married.
normal now. Women going through a whole phase is normal now.
Right. Our second whole phase.
Or third whole phase. It's normal. You come out of divorce, whole phase. Come out of a relationship, whole phase. And they think, they're not. Here's the problem: they're not thinking, they're feeling. This feels good. It's not about what's right. It's about what feels good. You know, America, we consume a lot of sugar. That's probably the most addicting thing that we have here that you can say that you're addicted to. Sugar. Why do they put sugar in food? Because they want you to be addicted to it. They want you to keep coming back. It's like everything has a hook on it. You know what I'm saying? They can't just sell you what it is. They got to add something on there because they want you to come back from it. It's like what happened to the days where we just believed in the product? The product was that good that's going to get you to come back. Now we got to add all these extra stuff. You know, we got to put nicotine in cigarettes just so you can come back. Just so you get used to the habit of smoking. I mean, what is that? What is that? Why do we have to do that? And that's what it is like that's what it's like in this country. That's what it's like dealing with a lot of these women. These modern women. Right? They're not satisfied with just their natural self, their natural product.
And they dying because here's the thing. I mean, I don't want to be insensitive, but look at DC Young Fly wife that just died. Look at Kanye West's mom that died. Like, normally, under any normal circumstances, men would be like, most men don't even like all that makeup and all that surgery. They're like, don't get that. We love you for how you are. But for some strange reason, the modern woman has been trained to ignore a man saying, we love you how you are. And that they'll listen to the person that says, girl, don't listen to no man. Go do what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. And they're the real ones speaking death. Right. They want to get mad at the man saying, hey, you don't need that BBL. You don't need that makeup. I love you for who you are. Society gets mad at that man for speaking life. You know what I mean? You don't need an operation. But then society celebrates the person that says, hey, girl, go do what you want, get that BBL, and then she dies. on the surgery table.
So many of them, they're going overseas and they're getting cement put in their hips, man. I mean, it's crazy. You know, and messing around with these boob jobs, you got to get another one. You got to keep switching out the implants because they're only gonna last for so long. You know, what if your money's not? You know, God forbid you ever go broke or you don't have the money to get the surgery. You just gonna have a struggle titty. Then you're gonna have a struggle butt. Then
Gravity.
you know, but it's like in America, you know, it's like they've taken the reward out of everything. At least for the men, it seems like that. They've taken the reward out of everything. Women, it's like we used to put you on. We used to. We still do put you guys on pedestals. There's a lot of simps out here that's still putting women on pedestals. That's what's perpetuating this whole movement to keep going and to keep going and to keep going. What's good, my brothers? I see you out there, 140 characters. What's popping with you, brother? What's popping with you? It's crazy, man. It's just crazy.
140.
It's just crazy. What's in it for the man? What does the man get besides some vagina? See, modern women are at their strongest when they're selective, right? When you choose the mate, you're selective. So we're okay with you being selective, trying to. We want you to be that way, but it's not. Oh, I'm going to be picky, but I'm gonna let this dude hit it while why 5 or 6 of you brothers wine and dine me and take me out, and I'm gonna let this brother beat it up. Pookie, Ray, Earl, Fred, James, Johnny, Jimmy, Duncan, Donut. Let Donut hit it. Little Donut hit it. You know what I'm saying? And then we're supposed to just put a ring on it. We're supposed to put a ring on it. My boy said he just got back from a gig. We got my boy Mark Pearson's in the house. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, man. You gotta start videotaping these gigs, brother. You gotta start letting us know what's going on, and you gotta start putting them on your social media, man. Turn that thing into a television. Turn it into a show. You see episodes of that. But yeah, man, it's like we can't go. Once it's out the jar, it's out the jar. It's tampered with.
Well, yeah, I be trying to. Everybody gets mad at me when I'm in discussion groups because I say, a woman's life is different from a man's, especially in the beginning. A woman starts out like when you hit the lottery, right? A woman starts out with all her value and everything, like she's a millionaire. And so it's up to her how she wants to spend it. So a woman has to guard herself even more in the beginning of her life as she's growing up and not do all those whole things, because the more things you do that's against God, or the more things that you do that's against your natural mate, which is the black man, you know what I'm saying? If you're a black woman, whatever, you know what I mean? The more things you do, it's like people that squander their winnings after they won the lottery. So then later on, when they finally do get a man that loves them or whatever, he's like, all right, well, how much value do you have? You know, you started when you were 17, 18, you started off with $5 million. You know what I'm saying? What do you have to bring to our family, our table, you know, our submissiveness to God? What do you have? And she pulls out a $5 bill in a later age when she started out 17, 18, 19 with 5 million.
Five
You know,
million.
a man is different. A man starts out with zero and he has to earn that. That's the difference between men and women. A man starts out with zero or five, and then he goes up to the 5 million, and then he goes out and tries to look out, or maybe he might not even make 5 million. Let's say he made 500,000. He's going out and he's like, I need another $500,000 woman to ride with me. We both made mistakes, but I went from 5 to 500,000. She might have went from 5 million to 500,000. But look, we can work with 500,000. Just don't be coming with $5. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. I mean, and you're just telling the same story, you know, just in a different way of the virgins, right? And the oil,
Yes.
right? You know, all these women wasting their oil. You start out with all this oil at the beginning, and then when you use all your oil, you want to go to your homegirl and be like, "Give me some of your oil," and she's like, "Nah, I can't do
Woo,
that. I can't do
woo.
that.
Message,
Do that.
message.
No." No, girl. Because if I give you my oil, then I'm gonna be less value, and then I'm gonna get, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this ball around over here. I'm trying to get this ball over here. I can't give you. If I give you my oil, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be on his level. I'm not gonna be. He's not gonna pick me. And there go that word, pick me. You want to be a pick me, by the way. Don't let these. Don't let these hoes shame you. Don't let these promiscuous women who have lost their value or lost their oil. What do you say that? They lost some of their oil. Don't let them convince you to give them some of yours, and don't let them convince you that you need to waste your oil like they did. Because that's another trick bag. That's what they're trying to do. Grandma
Mm.
telling you to be your own woman. Grandma telling you to be independent. Grandma's still out at the club twerking it, thotting it up. Grandma on the low, sleeping with the nephew's friends. Grandma, the one who's supposed to be the matriarch of the family and lead you and guide you in the things of righteousness, the right things you're supposed to do.
Done got caught at the freak, Nick.
You know, nowadays we got 45-year-old grandmas. You understand what I'm saying? They come from a long line. I mean, when you say hoe and run in the family, run in the family. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard to talk like this. It's hard for people to understand, listen like this. But we're not here for the fluff. We gotta get right to the meat. We gotta deal with the issues, man. And I want to say that, you know, to be a man in this time, to have as much as we have, to be at this specific time that men are doing. I mean, we have money, we have status. I mean, men are doing some phenomenal things here in the U.S. Especially, I want to. I'm proud of the 61% of black men who fought, who worked hard, who put in that sweat equity and got into the middle class and higher. 61% of us are making 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 250, 500
Yeah,
million,
yeah.
10 million, 100 million. 61% of us have made it out of poverty. Gotta clap that up. Men in general are doing well in this time, despite no fault divorce, despite the woman being able to take your child and your legacy from you anytime she wants to, alimony and child support, despite if you want to, I hate to throw it out there, but despite systematic racism, 61% of black men are doing what they do. If you're a white man, this is the greatest time of your life to be alive. The greatest time of your life to be alive. And what do we have? What type of, we don't even get half the woman our grandfathers had, our great grandfathers had. The man of old. We're doing 20, 100, 10x and 30x, 50, 60x in them. Whatever they thought they can do, we did it 10, 20, 100 times better and bigger. Right? And the Palatera man got some more submissive wife than you. How you like that? Palatera man got a more submissive wife than you.
With less money.
He got more intact family than you. You got to travel to the Philippines. You got to travel to Nigeria. You got to go out the country. You got to go to Brazil. This man just brings his with him. They came over at the same time. They met at a party. Quinceañera, doesn't matter. They locked eyes and they said, I got your back. You got my back. We gonna start this family. We gonna have 100 kids. They all gonna go to college. And they're gonna be somebody. And we got women today that are in their 20s having 3, 4, 5 kids by multiple men. And then they're saying, marry me, please. When they get 30, 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, marry me, please. Please marry me. Matter of fact, they don't even say please. They expect the especially the black man. Watch out, brothers, because you think these women are looking at you with googly eyes. They're looking at you like you simp, you nice man, you nice guy. They're looking at you like you nice guy. You are so nice. And a lot of you white zaddies out there, y'all gotta watch out because they looking at you like, oh, the white man's gonna save me. Rescue me. Me and my 5 kids. Rescue me. Be stepdad. You gotta watch out. Because they don't have any accountability. They never had accountability. So they're expecting, this is what they're expecting. They're expecting the government to save them because that is who they belong to. These group of women who were not raised to be housewives, you can't turn them into housewives. They will cuss you out. They are rejected. Even if they say they want to be, they want to live their soft life and they want to relax or whatever. Even if they say, they don't want to be in, they'll say anything to get you to rescue. Trust me, when you're out in the ocean and you're in the middle of and you're in the deep and you're about to drown and you see somebody that can save you, you're going to do all that you can. You're going to say whatever they need to hear.
And that's what a lot of these lovely ladies are. They'll say whatever they need to say. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. I don't care what's going on. You can't do it. You can't do it. How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna take something out the box and then put it right back in the box? How are you gonna do it? Are you gonna take a slice of pizza and then recut the pieces of pizza and put it back together so it looks like? That's what these women are doing.
Start slivering, take the
Yeah,
sliver and try to cut off the
yeah.
bad and start fitting it
That's what these women. They're cutting out the bad part, and they're letting you only see the good part, but it's still missing. I got 11. When did they make a pizza with 11 slices? I thought it was 12. You see, this is the deal that they're coming to the table and presenting it to us as men. This is the deal. This is the deal. What's going on in men's minds, though? Let's talk about logic for a minute. Let's talk about logic in a minute, because they never want you to trust your eyes, right? They never want you to trust your ears, right? They want you to what? Trust whatever they say. Don't believe your instincts. Don't believe your gut. Don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your ears. Just believe what they say. Kind of sounds like mainstream media now, right? They don't want you to believe the truth. They just want you to believe what they say. And these lovely ladies, I mean, they've gotten involved in politics. And let me tell you what. Let me tell you something, brothers. These ladies are fighting with politics. These ladies' weapons of warfare are not like ours. Our weapons will rip you apart, right? But their weapons will cut you slow, and you will be unalived. Doesn't happen right away, but it happens over time. And they're patient and they wait it out. They use their words, those words that drip like a faucet, like a leaky faucet. They keep dripping on you. And it's like a torture tactic in Guantanamo Bay, where they just let the water just fall on your forehead in the same spot 1,000 times. And eventually that spot gets so soft that it can actually go through. That's their weapon. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, you guys. There's nothing you can do. Once they start, it's a wrap. So what do you do? What do you do? I mean, NWA tried to tell us, Snoop Dogg tried to tell us, the real ones try to tell us, you can't turn back the time. You can't untraumatize yourself once you've been traumatized. We got these women walking around half naked around their children, over sexualizing their children, hugging on their boys, rubbing their breasts on their boys' face. Brother, you better go in there and grab your kids from these women. If you just slipped up and dropped Drop some seed in these women, these unfertile ground. You got to get your, you got to get your, you got to get your, you got to get your kids. You got to get your kids. You either got to do that or charge it to the game. Because you leave them with her, she's going to ruin them. You leave them with her, she's going to turn them against you. You leave them with her, she's going to traumatize them, emasculate them. That's what they do. That's what these hoes do. They don't do nothing else. What else can they do? What else can they do? So you got to be on your game, my brothers. You got to be on your game. You got to be on your square. You got to, you got to be fully aware when you come out, when you got to be more than ever. You got to be on your purpose. Your purpose is everything. Your purpose is life. If you're not on your purpose, what are you doing? Stop wasting time, man. Fun and games is over. Put away the childish things. You know, we're not supposed to be children forever. We're not. I mean, this is a fake make-believe world you're living in to a certain extent. It's full of distractions. Stop getting distracted. Stay on your purpose. And when it's time, and when you're ready, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not super religious, right? You know, I consider myself a righteous brother. I really do. I consider myself a righteous brother. I try to walk with integrity. You know, I try to mean what I say what I mean. I try to, I try to keep my word. I try to do the correct thing. I'm not perfect, right? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you I walk on water and I'm Jesus. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you I'm a righteous brother. I consider myself a righteous brother, right? I'm not with the nonsense. I'm a straight. You know, there's no hidden agenda with me. But I understand. You're out here in Babylon. 90% of the women you come in contact with are not virgins. They're modern women. They're not traditional women. They're modern women. I'm not expecting you to be a monk out here. I mean, if you can abstain, it's better to abstain if you can abstain. But I'm saying be smart out here. Move accordingly. Don't be wasting your seed on these women. Don't do it. Stay on your square. Don't get caught. Don't get put in a situation where you can be caught up in a no-fault divorce. Don't put yourself in a situation where you can be paying child support. Focus your attention on your purpose and do that. When it's time, when you're ready, when you got your finances in order, when you got your business rocking, you ready. Go on over to the motherland, man. Go wherever you want to, go wherever you want to go. other than the Western countries and find you a wife. The Bible says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Wives are hard to find. So if you find one, consider yourself special. Consider yourself special. Traditional women are wives already. Stop trying to marry these modern women and turn them into wives. Don't do it. Stop trying to build with these modern women. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. These American black women, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're not built. They're not built to last. They're built for the moment. They'll tell you anything to get you to, fork out some money. But once they get bored, guess what? Once they're not feeling it no more because everything is about feelings with them, they'll leave you. They'll walk out on you.
Hey, Brother Max, I got a question on that.
Go ahead, man. I'm just rambling. I'm just on my square right now, man. I'm just on my square. Go ahead, man.
Do you think men be capping when they talking about, oh, I can't tell if she's a modern woman or not? I didn't know.
Yeah, hell yeah, they be capping.
I think they be capping because I think you can see if. I think you can see it from a mile away. Like,
first of all, you gotta look at how they dress. You just go off what you see. They say, oh, it's not about how you dress and all this. No. You got to go off what you see. If you look like a duck, you must be go. If they're dressing promiscuous, if they're showing way too much, you got to go. You already know.
But not even that far though. Like men, I'm not sure if this is true or not for you or men in general, but to me, first impressions are very important. First impressions go a long way. Right. I don't know if it's like that for you, Brother Max, or whatever.
No, I mean, you got first impressions mean, yeah. I mean, that's what everybody. I mean, that's we're biologically, made that way to look at first impressions because we have to judge quickly and move on. So yeah, I agree.
Exactly. So if first impressions are everything, and you say, "Hey, girl, can we talk somewhere? Can we go out sometime?" And she looking at you with a bad attitude. To me, that first impression is everything. And if if a guy wants to simp or womanize and go after that, oh man, this first impression, yeah, I need to get far away from her. If you don't think that and you continue on, you knew.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and I consider myself a righteous dude, but at the same time, I'm not trying to tell these brothers to be monks out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, understand that these, that these women are for recreation. Understand. I'm never gonna be that brother to tell you to lie. Because I don't do it. I don't practice it. I tell men and women what time it is. But let's be real. You use your common sense. If you tell this woman the truth, if you start talking like Kevin Samuels, it's a wrap. Okay, you already know. So be cunning. The same way they are with you. I hate to say it, for lack of a better word. Tell them what they need to hear to get what you want, but be smart because they want something too.
The game's changed a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
Now, before it was like, let me just tell her what I want, womanize, get away with it, right? But because of this new era of boss chick, like, hey, don't catch no feelings, you hit him and split, they trying to be masculine too. You literally could have a womanizer man say, tell the truth and say, hey, I don't want a relationship. All I want to do is have fun and blah blah blah, and still get a girl or get the boss chick because she's like, all right, that's fine. We'll just do what we do and shake hands and call it a day
Yeah,
because she doesn't have a nuclear family mindset.
that's even more beautiful for you. That's what I'm saying. As a man, that's even more beautiful for you. But some of you fall in love. Some of you some old baby brothers, and y'all be falling in love with them, and they don't even be falling in love with you, but you be falling in love with them, and you can't do that. I get it. I get it. You want to be in love. You're ready to start a family, but don't do that here. You make money in the U.S.
Come on,
Money,
brother.
money is king around here. Money is everything up here. Money. I always like to say money isn't everything, but it's up there with oxygen. This is where you come to make the money. Don't spend the money out here. You make the money, you save the money, and then you go spend it and trick it overseas or whatever you want to do. Go trick it in a place where it's going to get more bang for your buck. And that's the game. And that's what it is, man. Let me just talk to let me just we're gonna wrap it up, but let me just talk to my black folks for a minute. My FBA brothers and sisters. Um, a lot of y'all saw Dr. Umar. A lot of y'all seen Dr. Umar talking this stay here and suffer black man because you started this. It's all your fault. So you don't deserve any good woman. You deserve these hoes because it's your fault. So marry these hoes, take care of their bastard children, right? That's Dr. Umar. Mentor all these children that don't even belong to you. Take away from your family and your time and go be big brother to all these single mothers, children, all of them. How is that going to really work? You're going to get cussed out. Okay. She going to get mad because the brother's walking around with too much bravado in the house, and she going to try to knock him down a notch, right? Your brother's head then got full because he's hanging around so much men. She going to try to emasculate him. So after a while, she going to say, hey, man, I don't want you even hanging around my son. You a bad influence because you turned him into toxic masculinity. You see what I'm saying, brothers? So how is that going to work? And then what are you gonna do when that youngster tell you ain't my daddy? I don't gotta listen to you. You can't put your hands on him. That's somebody else's kid, right? So it's just all bad. It's all bad. See, in America, you're not allowed to do what men overseas are allowed to. You're not allowed to fix the problem. You're not allowed to fix the problem. Why are you not allowed to fix the problem? Because these women don't belong to you. They belong to the government, and the government's not going to let you put your hands on his property.
Ooh, that's deep.
So all y'all talking about fix the problem. Fix what? What? How are we going to fix it? We going to fight individually. We're going to fight the government. We're not even standing together. We're going to fight the government and say, hey, give us back our women. They took them already. They took them for over 50 years and took these women. Brainwashed them. Programmed them to hate us and love them. Hey, guess what? Guess what the fix is? Guess my brothers who want the black community back. Let me tell you what the fix is. The fix is don't marry in the US. Get you a woman overseas. Get you a traditional woman. Marry her and start the black community and start your legacy through her. Build with builders. Build with a proper support group.
Don't build with a hoe. Don't build with a hoe. A hoe is just a good time. A hoe is just for right now. A hoe is just to get your rocks off. A hoe doesn't know how to maintain a home. Once she become a hoe, ah, does she ever go? Does she ever stop being one? Once she start, does she ever stop? It's just more kerosene, more dicks, more Johns. One another John and another John and another John and another. That's what it is. It's for the rest of her life. Now, I always want to give shout out to the Nation of Islam. Man. I always want to give shout out to Farrakhan and what they're doing over there because let me tell you something. You know, them are probably the only one that I know that can take a person off the street and turn them into something. I've never seen the church do it. I've never seen government aid or government assistance do it. I've only seen one group of people that can take a person, take a hoe, as you would call it, and turn her into a respectable woman, something that a man could use. I've only seen if you're on crack, you can really get off crack and stay off crack. I haven't seen the church. There's no church demon. I haven't seen the church pray that crack demon off of anybody. But I've seen the NOI get brothers that was nothing and turn them into something. Get women that were the lowest of the low and turn them into something. I think we need to know what they're doing over there and how they're doing it. You know, that discipleship, their discipleship is real. I'll just tell you like that. They got some real discipleship going on over there. But other than that, my brothers, unless unless you plan on marrying women from the NOI, I think that's the last of the traditional women, the last of the women, the exceptional women, the last of the women that we can, much respect to those sisters over there. Never disrespect them. And much respect to the men over there too. Never disrespect them, man. I give them, even though I'm not running with them, I'm not on, don't mean I can't look from afar and be like, hey, man, that grass is green over there. You know what I'm saying? That's some green grass y'all got over there. That's some good. I mean, them brothers eat right, live right. I mean, it's a lifestyle, man. So, hats off to them. Hats off to them. But as I'm trying to hit this thing home, as I'm trying to hit this point and keep hitting on it, that you can't take a sexually liberated woman and turn her into a housewife. You can't take a sexually liberated woman and turn her into a partner. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Look at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You take a sexually liberated woman and have a power couple. Just doesn't work. Now, a lot of you brothers, hey man, just if you're my tantra brother, just forgive me. Let me speak. Let me speak. Forgive me, brother. Let me speak. And y'all forgive me, man, because I'm just back from work, man. I know I'm about to clean up. So it's gonna be I'll be clean. But allow me to speak, my tantra brothers. Because
That's the safe haven of these promiscuous, sexually liberated women. That's why I said it. You guys who think you're walking in your divine masculine might not be walking in your divine masculine. It might just be a trick bag. Because a lot of these women who have hit the wall are running over the tantrum. And they're looking for simps, brothers to get into these open relationships with so they can continue their sexually liberated ways. And you can continue yours too. You know, it's a win-win for you. But it's not. It's never a win for a man when the village gets to have fun with your woman. That's not your woman. So a lot of you tantra brothers, eventually y'all gonna wisen up and come out. Y'all gonna wake up. Y'all gonna stay in it for 5, 10, 15 years. And eventually you're gonna be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's your lifestyle. But, and this may sound bad. This may sound male chauvinistic or whatever, but I'm gonna just say it like I said. Open for the man, closed for the woman. Open for the man, closed for the woman. That woman's worth is her shutting everybody out and joining you on your mission. It's not, oh, you go make some money and I go make some money. And then you go have some girlfriends on the side. I go have some boyfriends on the side. And then we come together and we play house and we take care of this house and we live like roommates in this house. And you still the man because I'm gonna pretend to submit to you. But when I don't get my way, I'm just gonna go to my boyfriend or the side dude, and it's gonna be okay. Or I'm gonna go suck on some Johns and then come home and kiss you in the mouth. Brother. You see what's going on? We laughing at you. We laughing at you. While you chakra breaking all this stuff, we over here. I'm just talking.
Suck up some John.
I mean, I'm just talking, man. I'm just talking how it is. Don't get upset with me. Don't take it personal if you're in that tantra lifestyle. But you need to hear this. Okay, it's not cool bringing your girl on that everybody smashed and talking about that's my wife and that's my baby mama and we raising all these kids together and we don't care who the daddy is because we all just raised it. No, brother, get some self-respect and care. You want to know who's yours. You don't want to find out that Damon, that's Damon's baby. You don't find out that's the milkman's baby, that's the police officer's baby, that's the fireman's baby. You don't want to find out that some NBA superstar then hit it, and that's why your son got all these great athletic attributes, but you're the one raising them and taking care of them. You see what I'm saying? No, you want to know that they belong to you.
Hey, talking about she the black goddess. What, the black goddess of promiscuity?
Man, exactly. They dancing all show, with their little shorts on and they wild natural hair, thinking that they didn't reach this. I don't know. What did you reach? What chakra 12? The 12th chakra? I don't know. You enlightenment, man. Listen, man. Get on your man. Don't be distracted out here, man. Stay on your purpose. Stay on your purpose. Understand that these modern women, these Americanized, the culture of America is hookup culture. It's not for families to thrive. It used to be, but it's no longer that. So I just want to throw that in there, man, about,
I'm not dissing, but I'm kind of dissing, but I'm kind of just trying to tell y'all what's really going on. I'm trying to tell you from my heart how I really feel, because I'm not a fake dude. I'm not a fake dude. I sit there and I study things, and I know what's good for me and what's not good for me. You know what I'm saying? If it's that's not for me. You know, some of its components is good, but when you got to when you're talking about there's a divine eagle, and she rules, and you don't rule, and what, a divine eagle, or I'm probably saying it wrong, but when you're talking about there's an alpha woman out there, alpha woman, where they at? I ain't never seen an alpha woman before.
That sounds like a superhero name.
That sound like something. That sound like something that Marvel made up. Alpha woman. I've never seen it. So if you say they exist in the tantra world, I gotta call you out there. That's a damn lie. That's a trick bag, brother. That's a safe haven for hoes. That's a safe haven. That's what it is. They want to continue to be sexually liberated, continue to do their thing, and they want you to rescue them. They want you to save them. They want to be saved. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to face what they have to face based on the decisions that they make. They don't want to face that. So they're looking for you to save them. And I'm just here to remind you. I'm your friendly reminder. I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, just reminding you. Don't save these hoes. Look at Spider-Man. What does he get for saving these hoes? Nothing. Nothing. Don't be Spider-Man. Don't be Spider-Man. There's no reward in saving these hoes. He keeps saving her. And what does he get in return? Nothing. He goes to class on Friday. He goes right back to school. Right after nothing. There's no parade, there's no reward, there's no really appreciation. It's nothing. And that's how these modern women are. That's how the culture here in America is. It's not deemed for the nuclear family any longer. I have to agree with some of these world leaders who said that, you know what? We might just be the bad guy. We might just be the bad guy. The cat's out. The cat's out the bag. For America to enjoy this freedom, they got to be the bad guy. I mean, look at all these countries, man, rejecting them. Look at Africa not going to they're trying to bring in their humanitarian and their beliefs on man and woman and binary and pronouns, and Africa's like, nah, we don't want that. We're good. We need other things, but we don't need we don't need that. Not right now. We don't need that. So before we get off into this whole political spiel, man, I mean, I know I've been on my tape. I've been ranting. I just been want to talk to y'all for a long time, y'all. So y'all forgive me, man, for just ranting like this, man. But Big Walt, I've been ranting, man. You got anything you want to say to these people, man? You got anything you want to say to our constituents here? You got anything to say on the topic at hand about these can't turn a hoe into a housewife?
Yeah, I'll just keep it brief so we can close out because I got hungry. I'm tired. I did 5 trips to Phoenix, Arizona this week. But anyway, this is what I got to say. You can't go to Disneyland every day. Disneyland is fun, but if you go to Disneyland every day, you will be broke.
Broke.
Even if you rich, you'll be broke. You go to Disneyland and have fun every day because Disneyland is expensive. Disneyland is set up to take as much money as they can out of you. That's how these hoes are set up. You know where you can go every day and not feel the sting of things draining on you? Home. And that's the difference between a traditional woman and a housewife. I mean, traditional woman and a hoe. The hoe is Disneyland. The traditional, the traditional woman is home. You can go, you can go Disneyland. You might even get a headache at Disneyland, spend all that money eating all that food that ain't good for you, blah blah blah. But you go home and stop messing with Disneyland, and you only mess with Disneyland every now and then, or just quit it. That takes you long because what woman of value that you're dating would have you spend $12,000, $12 to $20,000 a year on dates?
Mm,
A woman's supposed to help you build the bag, not
say
be
that.
not be a deficit to you. That's just
Say
as
that.
bad. She costing you $12 to $20,000 a year. I don't even think the IRS take that much. No, they do. She just like the IRS.
Man, you getting double taxed. That's what's
Yeah,
going
and
on.
that's Disneyland.
You getting double taxed. You out there paying sales tax and you paying income tax. Okay? That's what's going on. It's the trick bag. It's the trick bag. So let me say it like this, man. Let me say it like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me say it like this to my brothers, man. Remind y'all again that you can't take a candy bar out of the box, out of the wrapper, bite it, put it back in the wrapper, and sell it again for the same price. You cannot, once she goes down the path of promiscuity, unless she's running into the Nation of Islam, she's unsavable. I'll just say it like that. If a person's on crack, right? They're on crack. If they're on heroin, if they're on fentanyl, whatever they're on, unless they run into the Nation of Islam and getting help however they do it, they can't be fixed. They can't be fixed. Just understand that this is the culture. This is Babylon. You got to do what Daniel did when he was in Babylon. You got to eat right. You got to stay on a strict diet. Eat the right foods. Don't eat what they eat. Be chaste. Do things different. Don't follow the crowd. You know?
Don't simp like
Understand.
they simp.
Yeah, don't simp. Don't simp like they simp. Understand that, watch these other ethnic groups how they move. Watch how they move in America. And understand that that's how you need to move. Pay attention. Wolf pack, wolf pack, wolf pack. That's what it's all about. If you don't got your wolf pack, guess what? Somebody's eating your lunch. You can't do it alone. All you Sigma males out there, no, brother, it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to wake up. I know. You need to get with other Sigma males. And y'all need to join the wolf pack. That's how you get strong. I'm not saying don't keep to yourself, but I'm saying get you some brothers. Get you some brothers. That's how we moving. We're not, let me tell you something. Dr. Umar, passport bros. That's what that's the movement. Get on code. You're not on code. You're off code, Dr. Umar. You're off code. You're off code, Dr. Umar. You're swindling and selling an outdated message. Get on code. The code now is passport bros. That's how we decided to fix the black community. Passport bros. We decided to import, not export. You understand? That's what we're doing.
That's why I don't get why does he think simping will help won't simply just make women more entitled? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what happens when you're controlled, when your whole fan base is modern women. They control you.
Oh,
That's what happens when you're the pastor of the congregation and all your church is women, and you can't talk about man stuff because if you do, the women are going to get upset and they're not going to give like they gave last week. See, if you don't say some simp stuff, you don't give them a happy ending like they're used to because they watch Disneyland or they watch Marvel, they watch all these Hollywood movies with the happy ending, and they don't understand that life is about much more than a happy ending. It's about consequences. It's about karma, right? See, you'll think that, hey, man, everything's Disneyland. When you think like a child, right? You think, you have a safety net. You think that you're the safety all the time. They think like children. They're, when you're talking to a rational mind versus an emotional mind, you know the difference. When you see these young males get angry and so angry that they're willing to kill somebody, that's emotion. That's emotion. Real men, we pick and choose our battles. We think things through. We don't just react because we know we got somebody to go home to. We got a family to protect. When you're just an emotional male, you don't care. You go to jail or not. You don't care. You're emotional. And where are they learning this from? The 2/3 of them that grew up in these single mother homes. Where do they learn to be emotional from? Where do they get emasculated from? Home. Walter, you did. We're gonna wrap it up, but you talked about them teaching financial education in the schooling system. No, man, you need to learn finance. Your parents need to be teaching you financial education. You're supposed to learn it at home, but when you have that, but when you belong to the government, you expect the government to do it,
yeah, right.
and the government's not going to do it because they don't want you to be smarter than them. They want you to be easily manipulated and easily controlled.
Like livestock.
So it's 12 o'clock, man. We on the late night, man. Only this one's for my late nighters, man. This one's for my people that are up late, man. That are, I know some of y'all coming back from the club or did that thing, went out to the bar or whatever, man. But we on there. We on these YouTube waves, preaching truth, preaching equity, right? Preaching accountability, right? And preaching. Don't turn these hoes. Don't try to turn these hoes into housewives. Don't do it. And we talk and just so you know, for the YouTube algorithm, we were talking about the whole, the farming hoe. I'm talking about the rake. You can't turn these rakes into modern women, into traditional women, into housewives. You can't turn a rake into a housewife. That's what I'm talking about. The rake, the actual tool. That the hoe, when you're doing the garden and the farming and all that stuff, that's the hoe I'm talking about. Because there's actually some men out there who's trying to turn these hoes into housewives, man. There's actually these men who go on to Home Depot and they're picking up their hoes and they taking them home and they're like, this is my second wife, this is my third wife, So I'm trying to tell you, leave those hoes at Home Depot. Okay, leave them at Home Depot because they can't be housewives. They can't do it. Just reminding y'all, man. Don't stay on your square. Don't try to turn these hoes into the housewife, man.
Yes, sir.
Not a good fit. With that being said, man, this is the Too Much Moxie podcast, and we are out. Peace.
I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church.